Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
So, I have given some practice questions in the functions. Have you guys tried those? Guys, you need to respond. Yes or no?
No, bro, because I'm in my hometown, that's why I'm not able to.
Sure, sure. So, Sandhya, Tejavardhan, please try to practice these things. See, I am again and again telling the same thing because if you don't practice now, at the end of the course, you won't remember any of these things. Okay, practicing daily only make sure that you remember all these things and you know how to use these things, right? So yeah, uh, so these are the basic functions that I have given, not a big ones. Please try them. Okay, they are not they don't have difficulty in their logic. Okay, I have given the logic also, almost half of the logic I have also mentioned in the problem statements here. You just have to try them. Okay. Now so let me try and complete this factorial program. Okay, because today we will be learning about recursive programs. Okay, recursive functions, they're also called as iterative functions. So to I mean, there is a small difference between normal and iterative functions. So basically, to learn these iterative functions, we will use the programming of factorial. Okay. So yeah, let me just comment out these things. I hope you don't have any doubts in the previous classes in the functions, right? If you still have any questions in the functions based on like arguments, positional arguments, keyword arguments, do you have any issues in the lambda functions or in any inbuilt functions, you can just ask me now itself, because once we start iterative functions it would be hard to come back. Okay, you need some all the basics of a function to work with the iterative functions. So do you guys have any issues till now?
No, bro.
Sandhya and Tejavardhan?
No, sir. No.
Okay, cool. So we'll proceed further into the recursive programs. Okay, so till now how we have done any program, right? We are just passing some arguments, and based on those arguments, whatever the values we have, we are doing some logics, we are manipulating things, right? Whatever logic we want, and then we are just returning some value, right? So let me take a factorial program. Okay, factorial is a mathematical term. Okay, so how factorial can be calculated is, okay, how factorial can be calculated is, let's say I want 2 factorial, which is nothing but 2 into 1. Okay, so 1 factorial is always 1, right? So we don't take care of that, but from 2 we multiply things. Okay, so 3 factorial will be 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, so similarly, like let's say I have 6 factorial, it would be 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So this is the basic mathematical formula for the factorial program, right? So if you want to find a factorial of any number, what you will be doing, you will be multiplying all the numbers from 1 to till that number, and whatever the value you have is called as that number's factorial value, right? So this is basic factorial logic. You will have to implement this using Python, and it has to be generic, right? So whatever the number you give, it should give you the proper value, right? So our basic approach would be def factorial, okay, take any number for I in range. Why I am taking indexes? Because number is just one single number, right? I need to loop through from 1 to that particular number, okay? So that's why I am taking range 1 to num plus 1. Why I am taking number plus 1? Because I also need to multiply that particular number, right? So ideally range will not take whatever the number that we give here. So whenever if I'm just giving num, it will not be considered. So I am taking num plus 1, okay? So this would be factorial into I. So it's basically, I'll define the factorial value, which will be 1. Don't define multiplication values as 0, because when you define 0 and when you try to multiply with any value, it will become 0. So that's why all multiplication operations you will be defining with 1. All summation operations, sum or subtractions, you will be defining the values with zeros, right? So I have defined equal to factorial equal to 1, and for each value from 1 to number, I'm just go on multiplying, right? I'm multiplying 1 into 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, like that. I'm multiplying and I'm again storing it to the same value, okay? If I just return this, return factorial, okay, and let me just print some values, print factorial of 6, okay? So if I run this program, okay, you can see factorial of 6 is 720, which is correct, okay? You can validate that by taking small values. Factorial of 3 6, correct? 3 into 2 into 1, you can take 4, 6 into 4 24, you can take 5, 24 into 5 120, and you can take 6, which will give me 720, right? So this is like a simple factorial program, right? So it hardly takes 4 lines of code, and you can find factorial of any particular number in Python using this factorial function, okay? Now we have a concept called iterative functions, which we are also calling them as recursions, okay? What these functions will do, these functions we call those functions within the same function, okay? See, here I have defined a function called factorial, but where I am calling outside this block, right? So this is my function block, and I am calling that function outside the function block. So these are called simple functions, okay? When you call this particular function within the same function, okay, if I try to call this function here, then this particular program is called recursive function, okay? And recursive functions are nothing but kind of loops, okay? So these are also simple loops, right? It will go on calling this function again, and inside that we are calling this again and again. It is getting called and called again, okay? So this will be more like a while loop, infinite while loop, right? You will have to break this at some point, okay? We'll discuss how to break as well, okay? Basically when a function is being called inside the same function, then it is called as a recursion, okay? Or you can also call it as iterative function, because we are iterating the same thing again and again, right? But what is the usage of this, right? Why we need to use iterative functions, okay? Sometimes in the program you will be reusing the same logic again and again, okay? Let's say I am finding out 6 factorial. 6 factorial is nothing but 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Also 6 factorial is nothing but 6 into 5 factorial, because this represents 5 factorial, right? 6 into 5 factorial, right? 5 into 4 into 3 into 1, 2 into 1, that is similar to 5 factorial, okay? Similarly, how you can find 5 factorial? 5 factorial will be 5 into 4 factorial, right? So as you can see, if you want to find 6 factorial, you just have to find 6 into 5 factorial, and for the 5 factorial it will be 5 into 4 factorial. Okay, until unless it is 1 factorial, you are not finding any factorial, you are just having the value 1. Okay, for rest of all the things, 2 factorial will be 2 into 1 factorial, 3 factorial will be 3 into 2 factorial, right, like this. So basically we have the same logic for each of them. Okay, so like for 6 factorial we have 6 into 5 factorial, for 5 factorial we have 5 into 4 factorial. This goes on continuing until it hits the value of 1. Okay, so this is only a simple example. Okay, you don't have to use recursive programs for finding out the factorials, but this is the easiest recursive program. Okay, recursion can be used in lot of places where you have this kind of approach, right, where you need to call the same function at when you have the same logic, you have to like repeat it, right? You have the same logic that you have to repeat the same logic for couple of cases, like based on your conditional values. Okay, then you will be using this function. Okay, now let me write the same program using recursions. Okay, so def factorial, let me call it recursion, and I'm just taking the num. Okay, so what it basically does, return number into number, factorial recursion of number minus 1. So basically factorial program, what it does, it will calculate the factorial. Okay, so what I am doing inside this, I am just taking, if it is my 5 factorial, I am just taking 5 into 4 factorial. Okay, so whenever I am giving 5, I am just taking 5 into factorial of 4, right? This is the exact value. Okay, but so this will go on continuing until we hit the value 1. Okay, so you need to add that particular condition to break the statements. Okay, so if number double equal to 1, then you will just return 1. Okay, so here we are not returning any factorial program or any, we are not calling the same factorial function again. So it will return only one value if number is 1, else every time it will just loop through these values. Okay, so for, let's say I am taking 3, number is 3 which is not equal to 1, right? So we are taking 3 into factorial of 2. Okay, so which means we are again calling the same function at this point, right, with number 2. Okay, so we have number 2 which is also not equal to 1, again we are returning 2 into factorial of 1, right? So again we are calling the same function with 1. So here I have number double equal to 1, which means return 1. So when it is 1, I am returning my 1, and when it is 2, I am returning 2 into 1. Okay, when it is 3, I am returning 3 into 2 into 1. Got my point, or is it confusing, guys?
No, bro, understand.
Okay, Tejavardhan and Sandhya. Okay, Sandhya, you got how it works, right? Okay, if you don't understand this, please let me know. We'll again reiterate the whole things, because this is very important question. Yeah, so this is how this program works. Fine, so it will again call the same function with the lesser number value, and it will just return, finally it will just return me the all values, right? So if I just run this program with 6 factorial, right, and let me print this. Okay, so if you run this, you will get the same value. Okay, but we are using recursion programming rather than using simple programming, right? So both the ways you can write if it is a simple program, but sometimes what happens, you will have a real life scenarios where you will be using recursions, where you have like lot of logics inside that. Okay, so in those cases recursions are very much helpful, but till now I haven't used recursions in any real life programming. Okay, in any real life scenarios you won't get the chance of using these recursions, but if you attend any interview, like for any company, right, all the companies they ask only for the recursion programming. Okay, you should have the knowledge of recursion programming. So if you can understand this, they feel like you know most of the programming concepts. Okay, so that's why recursion programming is very much important for the interviews. Okay, it might not be that much useful when you are actually doing the programming in real life scenarios, in real time projects, right, but it is helpful in interviews, cracking interviews. So just keep in mind that you can call a function within the function itself, and that is called as recursion, and you need to give a break statement so that it will not end up in the infinite loop. Okay, let me show you how it ends up in the infinite loop. Okay, if I comment out these two things and if I try to run it now, okay, so you can see maximum recursion depth exceeded. Okay, so this is becoming infinite loop, and Python only allows us to repeat the same function for 996 times. Okay, so it will not once it reaches that particular point, it will throw you this recursion error. Okay, maximum recursion depth exceeded. So you should always try to avoid this particular error. Okay, now yeah, so this is fine, you understood how this is working, right? Fine. So this is a simple factorial program. Okay, so recursion is nothing but calling the function within the same function. It is very useful when you have when you need to do the same operation again and again, similar to for loops, right? And the recursions increase the performance because see, you are not using any for loops. Whatever we have done here, we were using for loops, but here we are not using the for loop, and we have reduced the number of lines of code as well. So recursion basically reduces your code length as well as increases your performance. Okay, this is simple recursion programming. Okay, there are two other programs where you might where interviewers might ask you to use recursions. Okay, one is try summing from 0 to 10 using recursion, whatever the number they are giving, similar whatever we did. Okay, here we are taking multiplication, you just need to take sum, right? So this will become summing of n numbers, right? That's it, that is the only thing. And one more program they will ask you is flattening the dictionary. Okay, flattening a complex dictionary. Okay, so we'll discuss this particular problem, then we will move to other programming concepts, right? So be more attentive on this particular problem because this has been asked in lot of interviews. Okay, most of the people try to ask this flattening the dictionary. Okay, so what basically flattening a dictionary means, you have a dictionary which is bit complex. Okay, so not a simple dictionary. Let's say you have a concept like this. Okay, B will be 2, C will be a list 1, 2, 3, and D will be another dictionary with E will be, let's say, some 4, F will be 5. Okay, let's say you have this kind of dictionary structure. Okay, what basically you have to do, you have to flatten this. Okay, how you have to flatten this, you'll have to make that particular value like this. Okay, to C C dot 0 would be 1, C dot 1 would be 2, C dot 2 would be 3, D dot E would be 4, D dot F would be 5, right? So this is called flattening a complex dictionary. Okay, we are not doing anything, we are just taking the elements inside a list or dictionary and appending its indexes or keys to the main key, okay, and taking the values as it is. Okay, so this is like C of 0 will be 1, C of 1 will be 2, C of 2 will be 3, right? Similarly we are just adding them as a D of E is 4, D of F is 5. Okay, similarly we are just adding using a dot. Okay, this is how you need to flatten the dictionary. Okay, so let's say this is the program that they have given for you to work on. First we will try without using recursions, and we will try using recursions how it will be changed, right? So let me write a program called flatten dict. Okay, we are flattening a dictionary. Let me take a dictionary inside that. Okay, maybe it might be like any number, any variable, it can be any variable. Okay, so here what we need to do, we need to check each key value and the value, key and value. If the value is not a simple value, it may be a list or dictionary. If it is a list or dictionary, we need to flatten those things, else we can directly print the values. Okay, so for that first we need to loop through all the elements, right? For k comma v in a dot items. Okay, so we are basically not doing anything, we are just iterating all these things. Okay, k will have this, v will have this. Okay, if type of v double equal to list. Okay, if it is a list, what you have to do, you will have to create a new key with the old key and its index, right? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So yeah, and we need to create another dictionary, so you can just create another dictionary called b. Okay, let's say b equal to some empty dictionary. Okay, so here for you need to have index values also, so I in range I am taking index values from 0 to length of v, right, which will give me a list of 0 to number of whatever the elements that I have, and I am just having indexes in here. Okay, now what will be my new key? New key will be old key, right, plus a dot plus whatever the index value that I have. Okay, index value will be str of I. Why I am taking str? Because you cannot sum any string and integer directly, right? Now I have my new key, which will be c dot 0, and I have my value, right? So value will be length v of I, right? So v is my list and I is my indexes, so value will be v of I, right? Now you just append those. Sorry, b is a dictionary, so you can just take b of new key equal to v of I, which is an index. Okay, so this is for the list. Okay, you just converted list into simple flattened dictionary. Okay, now this is for list, else if type of v is a dictionary. Okay, if it is a dict, right, what you can do, same for key comma v in, will take different ones, key 1 and v1 in v dot items. Okay, because this is my first v. Okay, in this is also a dictionary, so that I am looping the dictionary. Okay, which is my key 1 v1, right? So if it is a dictionary, you will again have to like create a new key, okay, but your new key will be old key dot and new key, this k1, right? So it's like d dot e, d dot f, right? K dot k1, k will be your these keys and k1 will be your these keys, right? Now you will be doing same thing, b of new key equal to whatever the value you have to take, which is v1, right? So this is for dictionary, calculation of dictionaries, okay. Now if I else, okay, if it is not a list, if it is not a dictionary, you can just add the simple values, b of k equal to v, simple values, right? So let's say my a is this, okay, let me just type it outside, okay. I have my a and I have my b, I have defined. If I call this function, it will convert from a to b, right? Okay, you are not returning anything, so you can just type simple return statement, okay, because you are not returning anything, right? You don't have to return anything, you are just adding into b, okay. Now if I try flatten dict calling with a and print b, you will see the how it got converted, okay. This is my a, I am converting it to b, right? Now if I run this program, so you can see it has flattened, right? A equal to 1, b equal to 2, c dot 0 1, c dot 1 2, c dot 2 3, d dot e 4, d dot f is 5, okay. Understood? So we just flattened from this to this particular dictionary, right? So what we are doing, we are not, this is not a complicated program, okay. Whenever our value is a list, okay, I am just creating a new key for my new dictionary, which will be like c dot 0, c dot 1, c dot 2, like that, using my old key and index. I am just adding that in the dictionary, okay. If it is a dictionary, I already have keys and values, I am just creating the new key and adding into the dictionary, okay. Else if it is a simple value, I am just adding similarly like this. This is how you write in a simple program, okay. But suppose if I have another list in this particular program, okay. Now if you try to run this, you can see d dot f is 1 comma 2 comma 3, it is not flattened further, right? So it is still a list, okay. This particular program that we have written is only flattening one level values, okay. So again in this you will have to check, right? So if type of v1 double equal to list, then again you will have to loop through and again you will have to write the things, okay. So it will be like this, okay. So for I in range, again that loop, okay. New key will be k dot k1 plus dot of that particular string value, and you are just adding that in the here the value will be v1 of I, okay. Else it will be simply this particular value, right? Now if you try to run this, you can see now this particular list is also changed, okay. D of f of 0 1, d of f of 1 is 2, d of f of 2 is 3. But see, if I go on adding new different types of cases, you will also have to like increase this particular function, okay. You will also have to change the code into this function, which means that this is not a generic function, right? If I again try to have one more dictionary here, right, if I have one more dictionary, again I'll have to check if the type of the value is a dictionary, and again I have to do the same thing again, okay. The logic here will be same, right? The same logic you are doing again and again and again. So for these kinds of cases, it would be very much helpful if you can try this program in a recursive manner. Okay, if you are doing this in a recursive manner, then it would be like pretty much simple. Okay, now let's try to do the same function in the recursions, right? You understood the logic of this program? Is it okay? Because if you don't understand this, you can't understand recursion program for this. Tejavarjan and Sandhya, if you have any doubts.
Sir, one time briefly explain.
Sure. So, see, I have a dictionary. Okay, whatever the dictionary I have, I need to flat it. Okay, flatting means nothing but making only simple keys and simple values without any lists or dictionaries, right? So I need to flat like this. Okay, what I need to do, so if it is a simple value, I can just append it simply, right? We don't have to do anything. Okay, I can just take directly. If it is a list, what I need to do, I need to take the index of these values and I need to append it to the key. Okay, C of 0, C of 1, C of 2, and I need to get the values like that. If it is a dictionary, I need to take this particular key and add it to my parent key. Okay, so D of E will be 4, D of F will be 5. If I have further one more list like this, okay, you will be just making D of E 4, D of F this, D of G is this. Okay, let me clear out G. Okay, but if I want these values also has to be indexed, I need to take D of F of 0 1, D of F of 1 is 2, D of F of 2 is 3. So for that we have written a program. We are just checking if it is a list. I am looping through the values, I am creating the key and I am just adding it into the new dictionary. If it is a dictionary, same thing, I am just looping through all the values, I am just creating a new key, I am just adding. Okay, so inside my dictionary there is one more list, that's why I need to create extra code. Okay, if I write one more dictionary, okay, one more dictionary, I'll be doing again here. Okay, like else if type of v1 double equal to dict, then again I'll have to do the same logic. Okay, the same logic what we have right here, right? So I'll have to like do the same logic again. Okay, so which will be like repeating things, right? We are just repeating all the things. Okay, for the same program we are just go on repeating the things. So to avoid these kind of scenarios where you are just repeating and increasing your code whenever the input is changing, right? So this is not a generic one. Whenever the input changes, you will also have to change your code. Okay, so if it is like going on, complexity is increasing to multiple levels, this is only one level. Okay, where we have dictionary and inside that we have list or dictionary again. So if we have multiple levels, this would be hard for us to redo the things. Okay, you will have to like change your code again and again. So to avoid that, we will be using recursions. Okay, so here we are not doing anything. If it is a list, we are looping things, we are adding into dictionary. If it is a dictionary, we are looping things, we are adding into dictionary. Okay, but here what we are making a new key, right? New key, and we are just adding to that values. Okay, but rather than doing this, what we can do, we can simply create a recursion program which will be very helpful. Okay, now my B is empty. Let me create another flattened disk, flattened ticked recursion program. Okay, here I'll take the input and I'll take one more one more key, one more value called key. Okay, let me take that as primary key and I'm just giving it as empty. Okay, so this is called default argument. Okay, so even though I'm not passing it from here, okay, even though if I'm not passing it from here, this would be recursion. So even though I'm not passing the value from here, I can directly make it as empty. Okay, this is called default keyword argument. Okay, this is a keyword argument and we are giving default value. Okay, even though you are not providing the values, it will take it as empty value. Okay, why I am taking this, I will tell you once we get the logic. Okay, now you need to check if it is a dictionary or if it is a list, right? So if my a type of a double equal to list, what I'll have to do, for each item for I in a, I'll have to call this function again. Okay, for I in a you will be passing element I, and what would be your primary key? Your primary key would be that particular, whatever the primary key we have, plus the index that we have. Okay, the index we need to take. So we will be taking this index, range of 0 to length of a, and we will be sending a of I, and the key would be index values, right? So we will be sending index. Okay, so this is for the list. Elif type of a double equal to dict for k in, for k comma v in a dot items. Okay, you are again calling the same function, flattened disk of recursion with value will be v and primary key would be k, right? This would be my new k. Okay, else if it is not a dictionary, if it is not a if it is not a dictionary, if it is not something else, okay, what we will be do, we will just append the values. Okay, or how we will append the values, we will be taking primary key equal to your value, which will be a, right? This is b of primary key. Let me just go through the program once. So I have my a, which is my dictionary. I'm just iterating through items. If it is a list inside the dictionary, I have C, which was already there. Okay, so here what we are doing, we are just sending the key into directly into the primary key, but if already primary key is there, so we need to create the new key. So if primary key is already there, then what we will do, we will just make primary key equal to primary key plus dot plus our key. Okay, and we will be sending back this primary key. Okay, if the primary key is already there. Okay, if primary key is not there, we will be sending back k. Okay, so else primary key will be k, right? We will be sending back the k. Okay, so the same thing you will have to do here as well. Okay, now so if it is a list, okay, here we need to take it as I, because we will be considering the index, right? So here we will be taking primary key. Okay, so if it is a list, since we will have a primary key of k dot index. Okay, let's just run this program and see if it is working fine or not. Okay, this would
Sir?
be, yeah.
Here you have in a list you have written that k comma v in the a dot item.
Yeah,
Here k is equals to variable and v is the value.
yeah, key and value. if it is a dictionary, this would be like, this would be k and this would be value. Yeah, so it is k and value. So let me just run this. Okay. A is coming, a dot b equal to 2, a dot b dot c dot 0 is 1. Okay, this is a bit wrong. Let me reiterate it through. There is a small mistake that we are doing. We need to take care of that. Just hold on for 1 second, guys. Let me just recheck this. Is it because we are not returning anything? Yes. So always try to keep return statements. Okay, if you are, even though if you are not doing anything, you should be returning some empty values at least, right? So here we are doing some mistakes. So let's say initially our a is a dictionary, so it comes to here. Whenever we call this program, it's a dictionary. We have a comma 1 values in items. If not primary key, we are just taking it as key. We are again calling this program v and primary key. Okay, we are setting the primary key before itself, even though it's not a dictionary. V of a equal to v of primary key is equal to value. In the second time it runs, we have b, which means we already have a primary key, which is a. So taking a and b. think since we are overriding the previous values, so this is giving us the wrong picture here. So it's better we'll take new keyword here. Because the program seems working fine. Yeah, let's try this. Okay, yeah, so that was the issue. So what happened was, whenever we are just overriding the same key value, since we are running it in a for loop, it is automatically when it is taking as a primary key, it is automatically getting override, right? So yeah, that's why it was not running. So yeah, here you can see we have this new primary key, we are just sending that and the program is successful. Now why recursions are important? So since we discussed that if we are increasing further any of these levels, we have to increase the code also, right? If we are not using any recursions, if we are using simple programs, we have to redo the same thing again and again. Now let me just go into further into one more level. Okay, g of a would be 1 and g of b would be another list. Okay, so I'm just going back into another one more deeper into level, right? So even though I have increased that, I haven't changed anything in my code. Okay, now if I run this, you can see that is also working. Okay, d dot g dot a is 1, d dot g dot b dot 0 is 0. Okay, all the things are getting converted into flat again. So that is why this particular recursion programs are very much important, right? Because even though you have complex levels of dictionaries, you don't have to change anything in the code. It works for all types of inputs. Okay, this is more like a generic way of doing things. Okay, now here let me just go through the code what I have done. Okay, so rather than taking for loops and doing things directly, what I'm taking, I'm just making it generic. Okay, if whatever the input I have is a dictionary or a list or a simple thing, okay, based on that it will work. Okay, if it is a dictionary, we are looping through things. Okay, k and v, similar to what we have done, we are making a new primary key. Okay, new key. But if we are only making new key if this primary key exists. Okay, if it is not existing, we are not doing that, because see, in the first time when I am getting a, I don't need to create any primary key, right? I can directly use this particular key, right? So that's why I'm taking like this. Okay, if for the first time when my primary key is empty, I'm not doing anything, I'm just taking my key as my new primary key. Okay, so since these are dictionary and for each value of v, I'm again passing it to the same function again. Okay, so if it is a simple value, it will just append the values into b. If it is not a simple value, it will again go through list or dictionary function, and again this function will get called. Okay, so this is my breakpoint for the recursion program. Okay, if it is not a list, if it is not a dictionary, it will just append. If it is a list or dictionary, it will call the same program again and again. Okay, you based on the index values or key values. Okay, if it is a dictionary, I am taking my key. If it is a list, I am taking the index values, right? So based on the index values, I am taking I am calling the function and the same program runs. Okay, are there any doubts in this particular recursion program?
No, sir.
Sandhya? Okay, so yeah, since you guys are saying that there are no issues, I want you to do the same program, okay, again, and I want your answers tomorrow. Okay, do the same program without seeing this. Okay, I want you to write programs for both simple flattening as well as flattening using recursion. Okay, I'm gonna add the same problem in here as well. flatten the dict using simple functions and recursions. Okay, my input will be like this. Okay, this is my input. So I want you to take this input and I want you to create the function with using simple functions as well as recursions to flatten this particular value. Okay, whatever the dictionary I have given. Okay, and flattening means nothing but simple key value pairs, right? So I want you to work on this. I want you to practice this couple of times. Okay, please make sure that you practice recursions as much as possible, because in interviews recursions are the most important part. Okay, most important things. All the interviews will try to ask these questions, okay, using recursions. Fine? Is it fine, guys? Yeah. So yeah,
I'm not able to find the yesterday's class in the folder.
it's already there now. So yesterday's class would be functions, right? So it's already there. In Python in Python March 21st, this folder is available to you, right?
Yes, sir.
And go to the screen recordings and you will find functions.mkv. This is yesterday's class only. You can see that this is yesterday's class only. You can see the date April 14th, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is yesterday's class only. You can find it there. Okay.
Loops.1, sir.
No, loops was previous class. Loops was Monday's class. So this loops.1 is Monday's class,
Okay, sir.
and functions, I think
Functions.
functions.mkv is tomorrow's class. Yeah. Cool then. Yeah. Guys, please practice. If you don't practice, I can't help you. Okay. You have to practice. You will have to have some doubts, and you should ask me. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that is it for today's class. We'll be discussing, we'll be moving further into other things. Okay, from tomorrow we'll start with classes. Okay, so if you know all about functions, if you get familiar with all the functions, types of functions, then only we can move to classes. Okay, so functions are much important things you should be aware of. Fine. Yeah, that is it for today's class. Please do practice. That's all I can say. Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, guys.